Mr. Executive, Rod Serling is here as per your request.
Finally! He was supposed to be here an hour ago. Send him in immediately.
Mr. Executive, sorry I'm late. I couldn't find my pet parrot Trumpet. I could hear him, but I couldn't see him. He kept singing Louis Armstrong songs. Big fan. Turns out he was hiding in the record player. It was the craziest thing. Maybe we could make a show about it?
No, Rod, that's already another show. The studios decided to let the contract run out and end the Twilight Zone.
What? But it was going so well.
Yeah, we all know you think that, and the ratings might reflect that as well, but there are higher-ups who are just not enjoying the show. Their stories are too weird, your characters are straight from the pages of comic books, and, well, honestly, they're still pretty upset about how many black people you put on television at one time.
I can't take this anymore.
I know, Rod. I know. Here, have a drink.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. This is exactly what I need to help this potion go down.
Potion? Oh, God, have you taken up witchcraft again?
It's much more than that. This potion will make everyone I meet like me forever.
Rod, I don't think magic that powerful exists.
I'm sorry, Mr. Executive. I try to play by society's rules, but I can no longer let them tether me. One dramatic gulp will change the world.
Well, your world at least. Go for it, buddy.
Here I go. Gulp.
Executive, did you fire Rod yet?
I tried to, sir, but he won't listen.
Of course not. Now that I've laid eyes on him, I can see that was a mistake. We should be looking into renewing the Twilight Zone for another season. And while we're at it, let's give you a second show, Rod. Mr. Serling.
And you doubted my magic, Mr. Executive.
I sure did. What a dummy I am. You should take my wife.
And mine.
I kind of thought Dolores was gonna chime in and saying you could have her too.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, God! Rod, can you hear me? Boop. Dolores, I think Rod Serling just committed suicide in my office. I need help.
I'll call Dr. Toboggan right away.
No, we don't need the press. Call the cleaner. Call Mr. Bevis!
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to try to be itself, but that doesn't make us popular enough, so we change. But we don't like that, so we change back. And all that confusion causes you to ask the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Huge. How are you, sir?
Yo, I am fantastic, my friend. Just got my PAX East 2020 badges, baby.
Ooh. I see you got a jacket, too? Is that...
Oh, yeah. Well, the jacket I had, like, my first year. So this is 2018.
Don't care.
So I'm excited.
We are also joined by J Delta Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Do you have any PAX material or?
No. When is that? March? May?
February, end of February into March.
Can I still get tickets?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to go.
If there's still tickets,
It's far,
fucking
right?
lame.
Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going all the way there. It's cold in February.
It's cold here, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's colder there.
Mm.
They're
Also-
right on the
not that
water.
much.
Also, you have to leave here to go there,
Yeah.
so I'm already here.
Yeah. This guy's.
But it's a fun time.
The way you said it implies that fun is spelled with a PH, and therefore not a legally binding fun.
Well, it was a verbal thing I just said, which, as we all know, is binding in the state that we currently live
But that's my point, is I feel like you didn't use the real fun. It's like when someone call it like, oh, you want a chocolatey bar? And you're like, why don't you call it a chocolate bar? Don't ask.
It's legally distinct.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
That's what I meant. Yeah. All right, so we watched Mr. Bevis, the 33rd episode of the first season of the 1960 The Twilight Zone, wherein, after losing his job, his car, his apartment on the same day, an eccentric loser gets a new life from his guardian angel, but there is a price to keeping it. This episode first aired June 3rd, 1960. Let's move on to Hot Debate! Huge wants to know!
Hold on. Let me set the stage for this one. So, I originally had this ready to send to you, and I at about 2 a.m. the night before I sent it.
I'm always up, baby. Just
and
send it.
I forgot to send it. I thought I did, and I was like, oh, I'm surprised.
All right.
And then I looked, and then I was like, fuck. So then I sent it to you the next morning. But is it still a homemade if you're homeless?
Ooh, home is where the heart is, though.
So you're saying that they have
So if you make hearts, you're fine. Anything else, no.
like the paper hearts? I can make
any
turkeys.
heart-shaped item.
I can make paper turkeys.
That's
out of my hands.
But that's not a heart. That's a turkey.
That's hands. So hand hearts.
But
Heart hands.
so long as it's a heart and not a turkey, yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want a turkey heart.
Also, you can't just
some
make
people
a
eat
hand.
turkey
It has to
hearts.
be a heart. Some people eat turkey hearts?
Yeah.
Why?
They're called
People?
yes, people.
Yo, people eat turkey everything. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Apparently the beak is supposed to be very good if you can like crush it down into like a nice puree.
Oh, okay.
Nice beak powder. Sprinkle it right on top.
I may have made that up.
No, you didn't, because I know for a fact that you have to re-beak a chicken to get you just brand bad, get out of work, bad chicken. You gotta.
That gotta work, chicken.
Yeah, get out of work chicken is deliciously hurtful.
We're working on it to be put into nugget form,
Yes.
which is,
I mean, it is a nugget form. We just can't make the breading stick to it no matter what we do. Like like we did the normal way, and that didn't work.
No, I didn't tell you.
So we're stumped.
I talked to the guys, the little
Uh-huh.
white coats down in R&D.
Yeah, yeah.
We found a way.
Ooh.
Okay, it is a, just
Should we even? Yeah.
it
Should we?
is a glue-based substance.
Oh.
It's actually glue.
What is the glue made of?
Elmer's glue. Can we say that?
Can we?
No, legally distinct. Elmo's glue. And what's it made of? Happiness, fun, with a PH.
And chicken beaks.
And
Okay. So there you go. It is still homemade if you're homeless, so long as it's chicken beaks.
let that be a lesson to us all.
There you go. And while we're dropping truth, let's move on to the truth hour. Well, I feel like Truth Man doesn't want to do anything today. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I mean,
Truth Man has finally given up.
I don't know where. Like, didn't they used to be singing or something before Truth Man came
I
along?
think he's asked that question before.
So is this something new should be replacing them?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, the only singer I've seen recently, honestly, I know people don't like this when you get political, but I saw people who follow Pete Buttigieg. They're like doing like Christmas carols, but with Pete's name and stuff. And I was like, ooh.
I do not like that. Or Pete.
I was into him, and then I saw that, and I went, no. Hillary. She's not even running, and now I'm for her.
Doesn't that just make it seem culty? Like, once you start caroling about...
A little bit. Yeah, when you start singing about the person, it's just a job. You're just
Yeah.
getting them a job. And you're making songs about them. I'm just saying.
I got nothing to add here.
I'm just saying. That's how I feel, all right? Sometimes the truth isn't funny. Sometimes you just got to point out that, unfortunately, you're joining a cult, people. You are in a cult. It's happening. That's what it is.
Not even a good cult.
No, like one day, it's a cult where
You know those good cults?
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
Back in the day, oh. Good. The youth of today just doesn't cult the way we used to.
They used to promise us UFOs and like a glorious afterlife, and
Yo.
now it's just a president. What?
Now everybody's got diabetes. Now there's no Kool-Aid at the meetings. No Kool-Aid you can drink at the meetings.
Seriously, not even like a 0 cal?
It's, I mean, have you had that? It's not the same. It's just water. It's just colored water.
It's despicable.
I don't know why people drink it. It's horrifying.
Well, they're probably part of some cult. They got something to do.
Yeah, those people are. All right, so this episode aired June 3rd, 1960. That's the truth. You can't dispute the truth. Don't laugh at the truth. Don't mock the truth. That was real. So, May 31st, the truth happened. The President's Joint Commission of Mental Illness and Health in the U.S. reported that 25% of Americans suffer from mental illness at some point in their lives. And that was in the 60s before we knew what mental health was.
Yeah, but that was also in the 60s when, like, you know, if you didn't play football, you were mentally ill.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
so that number seems a little low.
It probably is like 100%, because of the next one, which is June 1st, the Mann Act appears again in American history. Anybody know what the Mann Act is? You guys know? You sure do, right? Let's move on.
That's when you officially had to refer to the government as the man, right?
Yeah, no, that was the Mann Act. Is you're not allowed to transport white women across state lines.
Just white women?
You know it.
So
gotta have a permit for that shit.
Well, yeah, when this was made back in the 1800s, there were still slaves. So yeah, they had to clarify.
Sorry, honey, I have to go on this vacation to this resort by myself. Can't transport you across state lines.
Yep, it's the truth hour. That's what it said. But yeah, a very pre-cult but still very crazy. Look this up. This is the truth. Songwriter Charles Manson wrote a song for the Beach Boys.
Really?
Do you
legit
have-
wrote a song.
Do you have that song?
For the Beach Boys? Yo, it is in the second paragraph on his wiki page.
Is it like? Do they still play it? I mean,
I think somebody else took the song and rewrote it to something else.
Right.
So, like, it's already another song. The beat's, like, it's different now. But he was arrested for violating the Mann Act and his parole when he specifically trafficked women across state lines, specifically for the purpose of prostituting them. And he was acquitted of those charges. And while I was looking that up, I said, with the whole mental illness thing, this dude was setting fires when he was 9 in school and on cats and stuff, and he still made it to cult level.
Wow.
So yeah, that whole 25%, definitely low. It's definitely low. But yeah, again, this gets crazier because he literally transported women, literally for prostitution, literally. Everything the Mann Act is about, acquitted. Then Chuck Berry transported a 14-year-old girl who, at the time, was known to be a 21-year-old girl in public. Apparently, everyone was like, it's the 60s. Apparently, you can just get away with that. To work as a hat check girl in his club. In St. Louis, which St. Louis is a town on a state line. If you cross a river in St. Louis, you go to St. Louis, Missouri. And then the other side is St. Louis, Illinois. So it's like, oh, that's such a cheap way to get somebody on something. Like, let me take you down the block. Got him! State lines!
Yeah, that's how the police work.
Yeah, I know. It was awful. Oh my god. But I didn't look into that, so I don't know. Maybe he was trash. Beyond that.
Perhaps he was trash.
Oh no, he went to jail for that.
Oh.
Yeah, he did go to jail. He served some years. Then he made a song about her. And $100 on the table right now. When did Chuck Berry die?
He's still alive. Trick question.
No.
Bing, 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 bing.
But what about his cousin,
No,
Marvin?
he died in 2017 or
Oh.
2018, something like that. Yeah, he was still alive in 2017. I was like, for real? Still doing music, live performances. I couldn't believe it. This whole thing ruined his life, as it probably should have.
Is anything sadder than old rock stars still performing on stage? I saw a commercial.
Name one.
I saw a
Meatloaf.
commercial for like the Eagles playing, and it's clearly
Isn't it sad how they puppet him up there?
they fucking just roll him out stage, and you see him just teetering back and forth with the fan they got blowing to the side to make sure they move a little bit, and their mouths barely move. Welcome to the Hotel California. Yeah. Sold out, Madison Square Garden, all 3 nights. So they're adding a 4th. Yo, who's so desperate to relive their youth?
Yo, fuck the
Yo,
Eagles.
a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
Not for nothing, but have you ever well, I'm sure you had, but have you recently listened to like boomer music? Yo, every one of those songs is like, well, the good old days when I was 16. And it's like, yo! You wrote that song when you were 25. What are you talking about? Every one of them. it's like, I wish I could go back to the great days of senior year in high school. It's just like, oh my God.
Oh, they peaked. They
Yeah.
peaked.
But they're on stage singing a world-renowned song, and they're like, oh, but high school, I peaked back then, man. This rock and roll lifestyle. High school was the peak.
All the
They call me
drugs
Cougar.
and women and fame and fortune.
Oh,
I'd give it all up for one more day in study hall.
to awkwardly try to fuck a girl way out of my league. And even if I did, she wouldn't know what I was doing. I wouldn't know what I was doing.
It'd be embarrassing and disappointing for us both.
That's the dream. Damn it, that's the,
The
dream.
dream.
It's just the good old days.
Oh. And then one day you go over to see your best friend, but he's not there, but his mom is. And she's like, help me with this. And you get nervous and run away. The good old days. So yeah, also June 2nd at a concert in a civics hall in Nelson, Cheshire, England, I guess. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Stu Sutcliffe, and Tommy Moore performed for the first time under the name The Beatles. So there you go. Yo, like, for real, it really, like, Lucille Ball got a divorce like a month ago. Now the Beatles are here. Yo, women are going to be screaming just for no reason in months. It's more like a year. Whatever. My birthday, Ninja. Yo, I couldn't believe it. There's some new information here from My Birthday, Ninja. You should know that you were born in a past life as a male in France in 1825.
Oh, that's recent.
That's recent. I laugh though because apparently, according to a brief psychological profile, you had a bohemian personality, mysterious, highly gifted, capable of understanding ancient books, magical abilities. And you could be a servant of dark forces.
Yo.
You know how many times they've been like, yo, you were a warlord in 13 Mongolia. Yo, that would have been perfect for magic powers. No, the most highly advanced civilization, France. Throughout all history, they have always been ahead of the curve. Yo, I do magic in France.
Ruled by dark wizards.
Yo, what were you, like Houdini's dad? Like, for real? Like, yo, also, a lesson that you brought from past life was your problem to learn to love and to trust the universe. You are bound to think, study, reflect, and develop inner wisdom. With magic!
Dark magic.
Yeah, dark magic. Evil dark magic. All right, let's start the episode. Oh, no, we're not even there yet. Sorry. Let's just get it over with. Come on. It's been going on for way too long already. Let's go on to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Our favorite hour! The Troy McClure Hour. Oh, hello there, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such personal stories of triumph as Derek gets his laundry done without any problems, or I made an egg, I'm going back to bed. Today, we're here to talk about complete wastes of time. So, director William Asher, he is famous for directing 102 episodes of I Love Lucy, 131 episodes of Bewitched, and then he kind of just petered out, and at the end of his career, he started making the sad, sad remakes of I Dream of Jeannie 15 years later, and Return to Green Acres, which was 25 years later. Remember what I said? The good old days of high school when I worked on a farm and drove a drop top. Next, just hang on for a second, folks. This is gonna hurt us. Orson Bean. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. Every time. Yo, Bean is so good.
Can I get one episode without a goddamn bean?
All right, so Orson Bean plays James Bean W. No.
How you fucking
Bean W. Beanvis.
Beanvis, that's right. He plays James B. W. Bevis. You'll apparently recognize him from the 1987 Inner Space.
Shut your mouth as what?
like someone's assistant, like a lady's assistant or something like that. Yeah. The 1993 Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. The 1999 Being John Malkovich. The
Bean John Malkovich.
Yes!
Yo, we're making that today.
Yes. Bean John Malkovich. I love it. He was also in the 2000 Normal, Ohio. You remember that, right? Shut up. The 2009. The 2009 Desperate Housewives. I don't know why I listed so many for him. And most recently, because he's still alive, he did a 2020 episode of Frankie and Grace. You all right, Delta? What are you learning?
Orson Bean, he's like the main villain.
Oh, is he? He's the villain for Inner Space?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it said he was somebody's assistant. Is he like the someone's assistant who's the villain, or?
Yeah, something like
Well, he's like the main, like, I
he's-
told you,
that.
she's the greatest. And then everyone's like, shut up, I don't know.
I can tell you've seen the movie many times.
Yep. All right, next we have Henry Jones, who plays J. Hardy Hempstead. You recognize him from 1957, 310 to Yuma, the 1958 Vertigo, and the 1969 Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, the 1990 Arachnophobia. He died in 1999. So yeah, he was in some stuff. He did some stuff. Charles Lane plays Mr. Peckinpah. He was the only character I could name, really. You recognize him from the 1939 Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, a musical, believe it or not. The 1946. Oh, you're not going to believe it? Okay, good. That's probably lying. The 1946 It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm only familiar with the Mel Gibson remake.
Oh, okay. It's not a musical? I'm sure it was. The 1962 The Music Man, and the 1970 Disney's The Aristocats. I only mentioned that because I read that he played a lawyer in that. There were people in
Yo, there was a 50-50 shot. You'd be like, he played a tabby. Moving on.
No,
He's probably a lawyer cat.
He played a lawyer. It was a lawyer cat. Makes more sense than that being a human. I love it. He died in
I rest my case and a big fucking hairball.
He died in 2007.
It's definitely a lawyer cat. There's no way it's a human lawyer.
Wait, hold up. 2007?
Yeah.
We're just going to gloss over 2007?
That's what it is now. We're in the
Yes.
future.
Because this guy's saying
Come on.
he played a human lawyer.
Don't act. You've said 1901 and stuff like that. It's 2007. Your mind just got warped, didn't it? You can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. Now let's start the episode. So we get a new intro. Did you guys even notice this? You
Of
skip
course.
over it. You just
What? No, I think this is the old intro.
This is, there's only...
This is like the original intro,
Oh,
but
is
then
it?
they re-edited the
Well, the eyeball...
updated intro.
The eyeball thing, there's only a couple. I think there's like 7 or 8 that have like the eyeball thing. That's that eyeball. They have another eyeball.
Okay.
But that thing...
We all have 2 eyeballs.
That thing only happens a little bit.
Right.
And then, yeah. So they're starting to get to the...
But it also has like generic Twilight Zone font. It's not
Yeah.
even. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure this is like the work print.
Oh, they
Yeah,
went back
yeah.
and okay.
So some-
They're
Somehow.
gearing up for what becomes the standard.
Right,
which-
yeah, but it is different, and it says you're about to enter another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into the wondrous land of imagination. Next stop, the Twilight Zone. And there's no, like, a journey into the imagination. He just kind of says it real flat, like boom, 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 boom. We open on kids playing in a 1920s-ish, street, like New York Street, and there's an organ grinder who lures children around over with his monkey. And the monkey climbs, like, the lamppost or whatever. You know how it goes.
yeah. It's ordinary,
It's normal stuff.
Yo, what is the actual business model of an organ grinder with a monkey?
Don't know. There's no way.
I thought that they just lured children down
right?
alleyways.
And they ate the children.
Yeah.
That's how they survive. It's what the meat when they survive on. So inside a building, a man with a lot of
Organ grinder, hello.
What about? I said organ grinder. Oh yeah.
That's too obvious.
I'm sorry, a little too on the nose.
That's why they don't exist anymore. We got smarter. So inside the building, a man with a lot of taxidermy and knickknacks gets ready for his day. We get the narration. In the parlance of the 20th century, this is an oddball. His name is James B.W. Bevis, and he tastes... What? Oh, and his tastes lean.
He tastes lean and beanie.
Yeah, that's what I thought it said. He sounds like, what the
They don't call him Beanvis or nothing.
fuck? Give me. No. I want one of the lean beans, honey. Put back. That's a fatty bean.
You ever played Lean Bean Machine for the Sega Genesis?
Yep. It's like Dr. Mario
No!
with Robotnik.
That's a Mean Bean Machine.
I know.
Lean Bean Machine was the workout program that they came out with for the Dreamcast.
No, that's Lean Cuisine.
No, that's a frozen dinner meal.
You're supposed to keep the bank going. It's Bitcoin.
I don't have any more. What do I? No, that's a baguette and cheese. I forgot what the bit was. I forgot. And then he goes, no, that's French cuisine. I forgot what the bit was. I'm sorry, guys.
They don't call him Beanvis for nothing.
And he brings it back around. Yeah.
360 no scope delta.
That's it. That's what that's. They don't call him that for nothing.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's too wordy. They don't like to say it all.
Didn't fit neatly on the plaque.
Anything doesn't fit neatly anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
In a box, on a hat, anything. So his name is James B.W. Bevis, and his taste leans towards stuffed animals, zither music, professional football, Charles Dickens, moose heads, carnivals, dogs, children, and the young ladies. I think the sexy kind, not the weird kind. Mr. Bevis is accident-prone, a little vague, a little discombobulated, with a life that possesses all the scrutiny of a floating crap game. But this can be said of our Mr. Bevis. Without him, without his warmth, without his kindness, the world would be a considerably poorer place, albeit perhaps a little saner. Bevis leaves his home, but comes back because he's still holding his teacup, puts it down, goes down the stairs, he just borrows somebody's dog.
Yeah.
For the walk down the stairs, says hello to some young neighbor, and she's like, "Hi, Mr. Bevis." And then he slides down the banister, and I go, "Oh my God, I could be wrong, but I do believe that this is the second time that the Twilight Zone has been a death hallucination brought on entirely by a shattered anus." Because he wrecks his ass on the end of that fucking banister and backflips out of a building.
Yo, I saw him do
Down
that.
some concrete stairs.
I saw him do that backflip out after the fucking pratfall into a pratfall, and I was like, oh, so it's one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just no slide whistle at the end.
Right. So outside, he gets up and like the we learn later, but it's the landlord. She's like, and he's like, "Whoa!" And then he plays football with the kids, and he gets a free apple from the local vendor, and the narration kicks in again. Should it not be obvious by now, James B.W. Bevis is a fixture in his own private, optimistic, hopeful little world. A world which has long ceased being surprised by him. He whistles, and then children come up and push his car to start it.
Just an army of children mechanics.
Yo, all of like the 5 kids that were standing next to the exhaust pipe didn't make it past 10. They're all dead. They're dead. There's no way. They breathed in because they were doing manual labor behind it. They were sucking it.
And the car is just backfiring. They're all dead, and he's like, bye, kids!
Yeah. What special effect did they use to do that? Oh, just the car actually backfiring
Yes.
poisonous smog into you kids'
What, do you think they
face?
fucking put dry ice back there? No, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Those children, what are they going to do? Pay the kids? They're going to pay them for the time?
All of
They'll pay
them,
for the
all the ones who were
headstones.
alive, that's their max height. They did not grow.
Yo, is it me, or does this character immediately strike you as like a 1960s Kenny Banya from Seinfeld? No, is that just me that gets that?
Nobody knows who that reference is.
What? Kenny Banya? You watch Seinfeld?
I have watched Seinfeld. Yeah, he's the guy who goes, "Go, Jerry, go." That guy.
I've forgotten
Yeah.
a lot of things about my life.
Yeah.
Seinfeld's no different.
Yeah, you want me to instantly call a big character from a show from the 92?
Yeah.
Okay, well I did. And yeah, he kind of did, I guess.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want. Just validation.
You know, I gotta like make a power play before I do that.
It's your show.
In my house, it's like, how do I not have enough control yet? So we get the final narration. James B.W. Bevis.
Still!
Yeah, I know, still. It's this. Oh my gosh. James B.W. Bevis, on whom Dame Fortune will shortly turn her back, but not before she gives him. But not before she gives him a paste in the mouth.
That's not right.
Mr. James B.W. Bevis, just one block away from the Twilight Zone. Blackout. So we get our first sponsor. The Orphan Car Rental. Has your car broken down? Do you need to get somewhere fast? Well, we can't fix it, but we can still get you to where you need to go. Give us a call and we'll recklessly drive our minivan through midtown traffic at breakneck speeds to get to where you are so we can drop off 14 children who can push your car to its next destination. Don't worry, we know exactly what you're thinking. Won't the weight of 14 children slow down the van? Nope. We've hollowed out the van, ripping out seats, flooring, and all safety equipment. It's essentially a 1,000-pound engine block on an easily rollable steel frame. But anyway, the kids, they'll push your car to where it needs to be fast, no questions asked. That's Orphan Car Rental Service. So we get to the office. At work, Bevis's desk is littered with odd statues and fighting bulls and hula clock and a rodent and it's just crap. There's crap everywhere. There's also pictures of children that aren't his. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I couldn't really see anything past the racist ass clock that he's got over there.
Hula clock,
Holy shit.
Total blackface clock, yeah. The boss is like, yo, whoever this belongs to, I want to see him now or whenever he shows up because he's still not here. So I want to see him whenever he shows up. He shows up, goes in, and the boss is like, you're no good, blah, blah, blah. You're lazy and you're not organized and you hired Christmas calorie. You guys know what it is.
Calories?
Yo,
I'm still
trying
working
to lose
those.
weight and you brought me Christmas calories? Christmas carolers he hired. He hired with his own money, brought him in. Boss hates that. He plays zither music. Everybody hates that.
What the hell is zither music?
What is a zither?
It's just like a harp. It's awful. His coworker, afterwards he comes out. He's like, oh, you were fired? Yeah, I love this. His coworker helps him pack with a conveniently placed yet unusually large box.
Yeah.
Like it was exactly the height of the desk. And she pulls it out and it's suddenly like human size.
First off, that dude had a box ready. He
Right.
just came over. He's like, boom.
Boom, there you go, Bevis. Can't wait to help you. Bevis is like, yo, this is the longest job I've ever had in my life, excluding that job in the Navy during W2. Then they make a joke about Navy lingo that,
Yeah.
honestly, I think if I was in the Navy, I still wouldn't have gotten.
I don't remember it.
Like, they might as well have looked at the camera and
Being
just
the
went,
swab deck,
and just
Captain.
yo, barred the lathe. Outside, because this is like a soft like fade too, like what? That's not the gunner, that's the fore tank, and
Sterling loves that joke.
Outside, somehow the car parked in front of Bevis hooks onto his bumper, like it backs into him and drives away, and then when the car turns, it keeps going and it crashes.
Very briefly, I was
What?
like, what a weird tow truck they had back then.
But his car doesn't crash, it flips and rolls, and like either cars back in the day were made of paper or this thing really rolled. Like it rolled hard.
This was before safety anything.
Like the word was invented. So yeah, everyone's kind of super calm about the fact that a car is flipped out, like flipped upside down in the middle of Midtown Road, and the cop's like, "This yours?" He's like, "Yeah." Does it happen often? No. All right. And then he's like, "Hey cop, you want to buy my car?" And he's like, "No, I'm looking for a better deal and a different model." And like it didn't seem like a joke at all.
Oh, no, I got the total opposite. Because to me, it seemed like it was still the 60s, and this dude's driving like a 40-year-old car. He's like driving like a Model T Ford. And the guy's just like, no. Like, he's like, oh, you want to buy a 24 fucking Rickenbacker?
Oh, right. And he's like,
And he's
I'm
like,
looking
oh,
for
no, I'm going to get a 27. Sorry.
Yeah, better deal that way, right? Yeah. And then he like, not hard, but like breaks down. He's like, "Oh, sir, you ever just have one of those days?" And walks away to a bar? No, he goes home first. And the landlady is like, 6 weeks behind rent, you gone. Get out. Then he goes to a bar. And he gets drunk. And he corrects the bartender's grammar.
Oh, my God. Well, by all means, continue. But this is what I have written here in my exhaustive notes. Nominative case, multiple exclamation points after a question mark. This is the greatest episode of any television program ever. Ever. And then ever again with
I don't know what any of those words he said.
nominative case, and then he did the just continue.
Split infinitives and nominative.
Oh, now
case.
you're getting me hard.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what any of that means. I didn't learn that in school.
So yeah, the bartender's like, "You got it, buddy," and walks away. Bevis hallucinates a man in the mirror, but it turns out that it's actually J. Hardy Hempstead, Bevis's guardian angel. Blackout. Second sponsor. Just like putting all my effort into these sponsors, aren't I? It's so great, isn't it? So, if you need credentials, diplomas, permits, subpoenas, certificates, dockets, tickets, endorsements, affidavits, licenses, passports, coupons, testimonials, deeds, warrants, or warranties, come to falsifieddocuments.com. We can fake any documents from book report to birth certificate. You need someone else's name? It doesn't matter. We'll make it. We'll fake it. Falsifieddocuments.com.
Falsifieddocuments.com.
Ooh, it's available.
It's all of it. It's all available. Everything doesn't matter. It's there.
And if not, we can falsify the paperwork.
Yeah.
Thanks to
This is reality.
Squarespace, our unofficial sponsor.
They don't know how many laws they're breaking.
Thanks, Squarespace.
Thanks. Yeah. Well.
We're not sponsoring this episode.
So we get back from the commercial. We go and we're still in the bar. Bartender doesn't see anybody, and he's like, he's talking to nobody. And then the guardian angel's like, "Yo, I am a guardian angel for great people. Magellan Bevis, Parliament member Parnell Bevis."
First, he explains why he has a guardian angel.
Oh, right, because
Some ancestor did a good thing.
right, they're right.
So now all of the future Bevises have a guardian angel.
Right.
Yo, it even magical religion stuff is just based on your family. Oh, if your family didn't have connections, that's it, you're done.
Yep. It's all nepotism.
It's all nepotism.
All the way down, it's nepotism. So yeah, Magellan Bevis, British Parliament, Parnell Bevis, Gunner Bevis, who I think was a member of, who was in, like, Grenada? Something like that? Yo. I don't know what war was going on in Nicaragua, but
The Spanish-American War?
sure, probably.
Grenada.
No, it's probably
From
Grenada.
the future.
Yeah, in a different location, yeah.
Look, and here's your future relative, Gizmo Bevis. Look at his laser rifle and his ray eyes.
And your great-great-great-grandpa, T-8000 Bevis. Or T-800, fuck it.
Yeah, that's what killed him.
Yeah. So, moving on. I helped all of them, and I'll help you, just like that chandelier that's about to fall on you. Oh, man.
Yo, I don't know why his ancient ancestor being a Terminator is so funny.
T-8000 Bevis. It's a different model. It could be
Yeah,
the 8000. Fuck it.
It's the reason mankind gets destroyed. That's your great-great-great-grandson.
You should be proud of that. Killing yourself off in the future like that. So yeah, Guardian Angel helped them all, even the Terminator. And I'm gonna help you. Watch, see that chandelier that's about to fall on you. Boop, it goes back up. Reverse time.
Wait, you made it fall.
Clearly,
This is a con.
It's clearly a con. He made the chandelier fall. So whatever. We're gonna change the way your day ended. We just gotta change the way your day started. Also, some things about yourself, like from months ago, that you couldn't have changed, and that, like, it's ridiculous. The bartender sees somebody leave. Or, excuse me, he sees Bevis leave around with his arm around nobody, and the guardian angel walks to the door. And then Bevis walks into the door. Every scene has, like, at the end, this little joke where you're like, well, you tried, I guess. I mean, you're not a comedian, so good enough. So we go back home. The day has started over again. The dog barks at Bevis this time, and he's like, get away from me, dog. The girl's like, hey, mister, whoever you are, doesn't care. He doesn't slide down the banister, even though it seems like Hardy Hempstead's like, ooh, that does seem like fun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually kind of like that.
They
He's
never
just
go
like-
back
But
to
they
it.
never
They
pay
No,
off.
they
never
don't.
go
That's,
back to
that's
it.
why. Because if it was anyone, like if Serling was directing it, there would have been like 40% of the episode of him being like, "Oh, the banister."
The
Like, they would have gone back
banister.
to it 6 times.
He just loves slides or something.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets him to change at the end. Like, but just go down this slide. Oh, you're right, Beavis. It's great. Anyway.
Turns out I'm your guardian angel.
I'll talk. We'll talk to the boss about stopping your great-great-grandson.
With his neural net processor. He's a learning computer.
Outside, Bevis sees the landlady, and she's like, "Oh, you paid your rent 3 weeks in advance. Thanks." And I'm like, "Well, that's not changing his attire, because this is when it's like, well, he had to do that. He had to change weeks ago for that to happen. That's a little different from that. The kids don't want to play with him anymore, because, you know, he's a different Bevis now. The vendor is like, what's the matter with you? I don't give nothing away for free. Nothing. Bananas! Bananas!
They play the same clip 3 times in a row. If they don't like, they can't even have one guy just say bananas in different inflections. It's I when I watch this now with subtitles, because like 2 or 3 episodes ago I couldn't understand a fucking word, so now I have it with subtitles, and it's literally bananas, ha, and then something else. Oh, fresh fruit, bananas, ha, fresh fruits, bananas, ha, fresh fruits. I was like, oh.
Pay him to say the line once and milk it.
Milk it. Mm-hmm. So he's also upset about his car not being a Rickenbacker. It's something else now, some like sports car. I don't know enough about nothing. And Hempstead's like, listen, I helped Ben-Hur win his chariot race in that famous play. And I know what a car for a winner looks like. And that's your winner now, Beavis, so here's your new car. And then again, at the end of the scene, they do this joke where he like drives backwards for a second. He's like, whoops, I don't know how to drive yet. And they're like, you'll get it, Beavis. I was like, oh, you tried. We go to work, and Beavis has a clean desk, and people call him Mr. Beavis. Oh, Mr. Beavis, I'm glad you're here.
Didn't they call him Mr. Bevis before?
No, they just call him Beavis.
Oh.
It's like instead of calling you Delta, people called you Mr. Delta. Ooh. The boss wants to give him Mr. Beavis. So you're such a good worker. You've been here for 11 months. I want to give you a $10 a week raise.
So that means the Guardian Angel erased his last 10 jobs.
Yeah.
From history.
Like I thought it was going to be, we have to change your day to change your day. But it was like, no, we have to change your year to change your day. Mm-hmm. Which, that's a different thing you're selling me now.
You
That's
stole
tricky.
a year of my life, and I don't remember it. What did you do with my body?
Right. $10 in 1960 a week. That is $87 a week. Extra raise. You get $87 raise.
Oh, I thought that.
No. That's saying he only got. I'm saying you make whatever you make, and all of a sudden your boss is like, "Yo, here's $87 every week. Here you go, buddy. It's yours." Yeah,
I'll tell you.
that is a raise.
I thought he got a raise to $10.
No, I'm pretty sure you got a raise of $10 a week.
That's respectable.
Yeah. Beavis is confused that Mr. Peckinpah isn't upset about the stuff that old Beavis like the zither music and the carolers and all that stuff. And then, what's his name? Hempstead's like, you're not the same Beavis anymore, blah, blah, blah. And Beavis is like, oh, nothing. I'm going to go get some air. See you later. And he leaves.
You're such a good employee. Here's a raise. Thanks, sucker. I'm leaving work.
What a go-getter.
So Beavis wants to leave to go play football with the kids, but Hempstead's like, look, you're not that guy anymore. That's not how it works. You know, you have to be a winner now. I'm used to winners. I only deal with people who strive for greatness, and that's what you have to be now. And Beavis is like, no, I like who I am. I want to be who I was, the old Beavis. And he's like, well, if that's what you want, then fine, but it's old Beavis is old Beavis. No job, no car, no home, nothing. And he's like, all right, boom, it goes back right before all the bad stuff happens. And he's like, yeah. And at this point, I'm like, what was the point of this episode? I don't understand any. Just be yourself, find your own success, I guess.
Is there a conflict?
I don't know. Yeah, so he goes into work again, gets fired again, blah, blah, blah. Goes to the bar again, still in the bar. Again at the bar, but he's drunk this time for a happy reason. Like, yeah, I'm me again. That's okay. Woo! Pays $5 for his 5 shots of liquid death and then leaves, because that's apparently a shot was $1 back in the day.
Wait, so that means he paid $40-something. $10 a week is $87. So this dude just dropped $5. He just dropped $40 on shots.
Yeah.
After losing his job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you guys aren't really clubbers, but would you say alcohol prices based in popular areas would be about? 5 shots, $40.
When you go to New York City, a beer is about $12 to $14.
I would say higher than that,
What?
depending on what beer you get.
12 to
Yeah,
14.
Why would people pay
Yeah.
that kind of money?
because it's
If you get like a
it's the
craft beer,
atmosphere
it's
of
like
New York.
$16.
Yeah.
Yo, no wonder
A mixed
I am
drink.
a loser with no friends
Yeah.
or social life.
So I'd say that's probably
Yeah.
5 shots today would probably be about $40. That's not all. Maybe
Yeah.
even more than that. Maybe like 60 actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it is a racket. It is
In
an
the
insane
city.
racket. Yeah.
Yo, should we start a bar?
Ooh. Ooh. All of history says that that's not a good idea. I can't tell you how many people in their late 20s have had nothing to do with their lives and been like, yo, we should start a bar. Then we can drink for free.
Oh no, I don't care about that. See,
I just wanna
won't
take
drink
money
the
from the
profits.
roofs.
Yeah, I just
Yo,
want.
honestly, no joke. You have just conquered 50% of all problems that bars have. 50% of all problems that bars have is the owners think they can drink for free.
Mm-mm.
The owners think that they can use their club as like their secret down low place to go like and do drugs and like have sex. No, you're not into both of those. Yo, your bar will strive.
You don't even need to have that bar rescued.
Honestly, yo, pick a theme. You're in. You're in.
Big thing.
Gay, nerd, whatever. It's
Clowns.
Yeah, you're in. You're in. Doesn't matter.
I like what you said, where there's only 2 themes. to
Gay
bars.
or nerd.
Gay, nerd.
That's it.
That's it. Those are your 2 choices.
Well, what are the other options?
Clowns.
Hence why Delta picked clown.
Yeah.
See, all right,
It's
come
gonna
on.
be one
all
of
right.
the 3.
All right, so outside of the bar, the Rickenback appears again. His car, his old jalopy, and a cop shows up and he's like, "You're parked in front of a hydrant. I'm gonna give you a ticket." And then it's like, boom, and the hydrant moves to in front of the cop's bike, and he's like, "Whoa!" And then Bevis gets inside his car and he's like, "You still with me, Mr. Hempstead?" And he's like, "I sure am." Oh. But he's like ghostly when he says it. And so they drive away as the Rickenback backfires. You guys know what backfire sounds like. Come on.
Yeah, sounds like Yosemite Sam.
Oh, wait. We got the closing narration. Mr. James B.W. Bevis, who believes in a magic all his own. The magic of a child's smile, the magic of liking and being liked, the strange and wondrous mysticism that is the simple act of living. Mr. James B.W. Bevis, species of 20th century male,
There it is.
who has his own private and special Twilight Zone.
Found Rod Serling.
There it was!
It came in right at the end.
Yeah.
I was about to put your face on a milk carton
Yo,
until you showed up at the end.
right at the end. There you go. You just cram it right down there.
Her name, X1.
Top
Beavis. Her name, Beavis.
Top secret death machine sent from the future. Mission: kill Sarah Connor.
Cybernetic exoskeleton. A neural net processor learning computer.
Species of a neural cyberkinetic tip.
Subject Skynet.
Oh man! All right, so tropes and morals of this episode. There are about 16 tropes listed by TVTropes.com. We have drowning my sorrows. That's getting drunk in the bar. Friend to all living things. That's basically just a person who's a friend to man, woman, and dog.
They said friendo.
Friendo to all things. Humiliation conga. That's just where like you're falling downstairs at hard times. Lost a job, lost apartment, crashed a car.
You start with lost a child.
I said lost a job.
Oh, I heard lost a child.
Yeah, well, that's in there. Identical ancestors. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
That where you're,
I don't know if I hate that trope or I love that trope.
Right.
I see it and I'm like, ugh. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but
Oh, I don't like it because they use real people where it's like, oh, it's Magellan Beavis. And it's like, yeah, but his name's Ferdinand Magellan. Like, why'd you do that? Why did you name him, like, Beavis Magellan? Like, why did you... You're confusing me
there's
now.
already a T8000. Why are you gonna name him the Bevis 8000? Oh, because he's in the 8000 series of neural net processors. Never mind, that's my bad.
You gotta watch the sequel to understand that's where the backstory is, duh. You gotta watch B2. Bevis Day. Yeah, so we also have Organ Grinder, which is just a fucking organ grinder. There's no fucking... Running gag, which was a light running gag, is apparently everybody, angel or man, hates zither music. I wasn't sure about this one, which was poorly disguised pilot. Like, apparently you thought Mr. Beavis was gonna get his own show.
Yeah, no, this is was this the one I guess they set up and they thought like, ooh, we might soft launch this into the Mr. Beavis show. Yeah.
From what I remember, this was supposed to air like one of the first or second episodes was supposed to be this, and it's supposed to be Burgess Meredith, and he was like, "Fuck that, call me when you have something else."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "All right, we got something real good for you." And it was Delta's favorite episode.
Yeah, something like that.
So it was time now.
And then finally, we have Bittersweet Ending, which kind of wasn't really that bittersweet because his life is the way it was no matter what. But then at the end, he also has a magical guardian. That's a positive.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. His ancestor did the thing that got him the guardian angel.
Right.
Guardian angel doesn't show up till this dude is however old.
Yeah, 30,
after
deep 30s.
his life has been chaotic this whole
Right,
time.
But it makes you think, though. It's
no, it
like...
doesn't. It doesn't. Because the angel shows up and he's like, hey, I can change your whole life if you completely change your whole way of living and thinking. So everything you've been doing from now, it's been a waste. It doesn't exist. Here's your life. What?
Here's why you're wrong. Very quickly. He's been helping him this entire time. He helped him get out of the Navy without dying, or whatever it was.
Give me that.
Hold on. He had how many jobs in the past year alone? Like 11 jobs? He always finds a new job. How? This guy's like, oh, this motherfucker.
You are taking like the hard capitalist stance.
Oh my God.
Oh, but a guardian angel could have kept me out of war. No, a good American survives the war. He fights the good fight and comes out the other side.
You're gonna get those, Jerry's.
What? What? Yes.
What if my guardian angel?
You got hit by a car and your kids exploded. I get it. But the Lord kept you alive for a reason. He's doing you a favor so you could do better good. Oh, you finally recovered from being hit by that car, had another kid, and that kid exploded too? Well, it's the Lord testing you, my friend. Doesn't he work in mysterious ways? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, God, it just brings a warm... Oh, you can't walk anymore, huh? Oh, well, you know, that's the Lord for you. He's crazy like that. He'll teach you a new lesson.
But Truth Man showed up at the end. Truth Man made an appearance right at the end. I knew he'd get him. He came back, folks.
Oh, and then he ran off into the sunset.
He's gone.
He's gone. He didn't have time to do any of his catchphrases. He's too dead inside. All right, so the moral of this story, I think, is don't change who you are to make other people happy, because that's their success, not your success. And I think maybe that's what Sterling might have been going through right now. You know, don't listen to what the higher ups or whatever other people say.
The man is gonna tell you.
Because they wanted you because of the way you were before they wanted. You know what I mean? Why change now that they have you? Be somebody else? No, be the same person that made them want you. Don't listen to them and say how they change. This works for relationships and all forms of jobs. And never change. Why would you make this? Again, that's just the moral. I think Serling was having a lot of trouble with people being like, you should change your story this way, and, you know, maybe it'll come out better, and all, you know, but maybe this way I'll make you out better. And now he's looking back and being like, it was me, and that was the best thing I could have done.
And Serling was like, no, I want the theme music to be played by a zither.
Yeah, you think that was personal? You think that was his own personal, like, sting? That's what it was? He's like, yo, I don't... Just listen to it. It's great. How do you not get it, folks? So next week, here we have, let's guess the twist with Sterling. Next week, you'll see our friends here along with Anne Francis and Elizabeth Allen in one of the strangest story we've yet presented on the Twilight Zone. That is always code for crap. In this story, just strange. No, it's shit. That's
Oh,
what
I
it
thought you were
is.
gonna say a woman stars in it.
No, that explains why there's so minimal talking.
Yeah, Sterling doesn't know how to write women.
Yeah. It's called The After Hours and concerns a shadowy time when normal people go back to their homes, and concurrently what happens to those who are perhaps not quite so normal or perhaps not quite so human. Intriguing? No. I think you'll find it so next week on The Twilight Zone. When I read this, I was like, I don't think I understand what he's saying. I don't really get it. Maybe it's like, what if at the end of the day when your coworkers went home, they didn't go home, they changed into somebody else and lived a different life. And then when that nighttime job was over, they changed into somebody else and came back to their daytime job. Like, what if there was just a person who never went? There was no home. They were just always
that's
out.
interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be exciting like that.
No.
Oh.
Because then Netflix tells us, as Marsha White tries to return a gift to a department store's 9th floor, she's shocked to find there is no 9th floor and nothing is as it seems. And that makes me feel like it must be one of those, a train hasn't come through here in 80 years
ago.
Yeah, or
Burned down 50 years.
some type of like
Large
Brigadoon story, or like,
Brigadoon.
yeah, Brigadoon. That's the one where the guy goes to a town, falls in love with a girl, leaves the town. And he's like, oh, yeah, there's that strange town. I'm like, that town hasn't been there for 80 years.
Is that what Brigadoon's about?
Yeah. But then he goes back and he's like, but I love her so much that, because the town can only appear every couple 100 years or something like that. And then everyone in the town goes to sleep. And then they wake up, but it's 100 years later.
Spoilers for Brigadoon, by the way.
Spoiler from a play from 1814.
They wake up, it's 100 years later,
Yeah.
humanity has been conquered.
By the Bevis 800. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
We fought that war in WB and W2 to get those robot bastards out of here.
Is that what WB and W2 was
Yeah, what the fuck you think it was?
Listen, I know you thought the WB and W2 was tough, but now in the future we have W Bevis W2. It's hell. There's T-Bean thousands everywhere. Right, yeah, so anyway, like for real, Brigadoon is a story about a town that sleeps for 100 years and then wakes up for like a week or a month or something like that, and a guy visits the town, like his car breaks down, and he's like, oh, and he meets the people, and it's like super like old-fashioned, like there's still like a, like a windmill and stuff like that, but they use it to like crush grain like a real one, and he like falls in love with the lady. And she's like, listen, this is what happens. We go to sleep and time goes away. So you either have to leave or say goodbye forever, or you stay with us and say goodbye forever to everyone else. And he's like, oh, that's cool, but I can't do it. Life's too cool. I got to stay. Goodbye. And then he leaves, and then he's like, oh, that was a mistake. Ooh, I love the shit out of her. I should have went. Then he goes back and he's like, oh man, there's nothing here. I fucked up. And then the girl's like, beedaloo, my love brought just me here. And he's like, yay! And then they hug and they walk into beedaloo, and they go to Brigadoon. Or at least that's the variant I saw. Maybe there was like a high-tech CGI version that they couldn't do from that 1814 play,
Before they brought James Cameron on.
Yeah, T. James Cameron, right. All right, that's too much. Yeah, do you guys remember the episode at all?
After Hours?
Yeah, Brigadoon. Yeah, no. Of After Hours. Yeah, did you remember it?
Oh, absolutely.
You guys remember, so you don't have to...
This is a famous one.
Okay, oh, yeah. Yeah, I read that at like one awards and shit like that, yeah. I think we're running like a little over here, but plugs! Plug something in, Delta.
VictoryProWrestling.com returns live Saturday, Long Island, New York, February 21st.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. VictoryProWrestling.com. Buy tickets now. King of New York tournament. I'll be there. I'm in it. I'm going to win. Oops, spoiler alert. Go see it.
Spoiler. 22nd.
22nd is what I said. February 22nd.
That's right. I was doubling down.
Oh, I only spoil for the 21st. So see what'll happen on the 22nd.
Night
Victory
7
Pro
of the
Wrestling.
King of New York tournament. Night 7. 6 weeks later.
Night 7 of round 2.
Coming to you live.
Huge.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks. It's a thing still. Emilio Estevez, he's coming back. It's a show. It's a
Yo,
movie.
did
I
you
don't know.
know-
And then Goldberg, apparently, what did he do? He
Meth.
oh, he did meth. I thought he raped somebody.
Yo.
It was meth. So Goldberg, yeah, he's dead.
He's
Goldberg,
not
yo,
dead.
Goldberg is alive and well, and
No, dude, he
and
did
the-
He's
meth.
not well.
So
He-
he's okay.
I saw the picture and I was like, oh, that's meth. And then sure enough, it's like, was arrested for blah, 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 meth. It was sad.
Disney Plus, see it. $7.99 for Disney Plus. Is it $7.99? Is it
I
more
don't
than
know.
that?
I bought the 3 years in advance, so I pay like $2. I know. I pay like $2 a month.
Are they gonna? Do they have a roadmap for content, or is it just like?
No.
I know they're coming out with Marvel stuff, like Winter Soldier and Falcon and
When
Yeah,
they,
the
but
WandaVision
when they come
show.
out with a roadmap for Star Wars stuff, I'll be down. But
I don't think they've announced anything.
that's what I mean.
besides
Let me
Mandalorian.
know, then I'm in.
The only thing they were like, "Hey, we're gonna do an Obi-Wan." Oh, we're gonna put that on hold.
Yeah, because everyone's like, do Ewan McGregor, and they're not going to do that. So
Well, no,
they're
they
like,
signed on Ewan
Oh, did
McGregor,
they?
yeah.
and then after this last movie, shit the fucking universe.
Right.
They were Kathleen Kennedy was like, "We're gonna try to rework this script."
Yo,
And
you need to get reworked, lady.
Yeah.
So yeah, Disney Plus, get it, but not because of Star Wars or Marvel, because all that shit's terrible. But you know, because
The
of
Mighty
Spider-Man,
Ducks.
the animated series, and X-Men's on there too.
Yeah.
It's
The
all
Mighty Ducks.
All right.
Knuckle Puck.
Knuckle buck time. So the intro music. No, hang on, wait.
The exit music.
www.imt.com has a bunch of videos to our YouTube stuff and links to these episodes and other episodes. I'm slowly uploading older episodes to the YouTube, so you have an easier way to view those, listen to those. Pre-show clips, some puppet stuff, other things. That's meth. Yeah, that's meth.
No, that's an old man.
That's meth.
That's Goldberg.
Yes.
That's Methberg. That is Methberg.
Wow.
The intro music is falling off your.
Methberg.
The intro music is falling off your Love by Kill Paris.
And the outro music is
There is no.
what Delta thinks Zither music is.
So for Eugene J. Delta, I am Jimmy Time, and please remember, without the mistakes of others, we'll be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts.
Yo, only meth can age a man like that.
And chicken beaks.
Mm. Oh, does Tom Cruise take the anti-meth?
The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.